In this video, I'm going to talk about the 6 moves you should do with the camera inside Lumion when doing an animation. My name is Katarina, I'm a garden designer, and I see you next. So welcome to another garden design tools video. In this video, I'm going to talk about my suggested movements of an animation when you're doing inside Lumion, okay? So this is actually after a bit of practice in Lumion and just doing a bit of a mistake when I start Lumion. Okay, so my first Lumion animation, I had this brilliant idea of doing a walk through the garden, and I had actually client complain about it because they will get sick. Okay, they will get like kind of seasick because of the camera motion. Okay, so don't do that. So my suggestion is do it by clips. Focus on different areas of the garden and really slow it down, okay? Slow. The default speed inside Lumion is too quick, so I put 2x, so it's twice slower, okay? But let's talk about the camera moves I suggest. This first one, it's zooming out, so you have a focal point, in this case the fire pit, and you're zooming out, keeping the camera always on, and you can do this by actually moving with the arrows or just playing with the focal length inside Lumion, okay? This one is the opposite, so the second move is zooming in, and this is always very slow, okay? So let me just play you a little bit, and I will add the animations in the end of this video, but I just wanted to show you, see? Very slow, so you have time to actually see the rest of the garden, and you have time to see the water moving of the swimming pool, the reflections, materials, etc. But just focus on one point. This one, I like it when doing on an angle like this, so you have a general view from a garden. So it's just, you can even start by showing a little bit the camera from a little bit up again. More than I've done here, but it's just moving down the camera, okay? Maybe knee high or even lower, depends what you want, okay? So I like this a lot, and you can go from up to down or down up. So I like this a lot to have a general view of the garden. Again, this one, it's pretty cool as well. So this again, having the fire pit as the central point, and you pan the camera from one side to another, curving it, okay? So like this. So that's another move I like to do. And this is very easily to do as well, because when you're doing an animation, you have this central cursor here, as you see here, okay? You do one shot, move to the side, and put the cursor again there. So I always keep the same distance. Another shot. So okay, as you can see, the cursor is always in the fire pit. So, but like this. So you see, this is the default speed in Lumion, and for me it's really quick, okay? Especially if you're doing a bigger animation, and between here it slows down a little bit here because I did a shot. But if you haven't done a shot, it's too quick from one shot to another, okay? So just have that in consideration. Really slow down your clips, okay? This one I like, again, to have a general view of the garden. So you basically zoom in, you're coming from an aerial view, and you zoom in on a specific point of the garden, or a specific area, in this case of the swimming pool. So I like this a lot. I think it's okay as well. I rarely use this one, but I think it's a good idea in the beginning of an animation, for example. And this one is definitely my favorite. It's the sliding of the camera, okay? So imagine that you have the camera on that rollers that pros use, and you're doing it from one side to another, okay? So this is a great way to show it as well. So as you can see, it's really important to really slow down that the experience of watching this animation, you can actually see the different areas of the garden, but in a slow manner and relaxed, and not jumping the camera all over the place. Okay, so that's really important. That's what I really want to share. So you have zooming in and zooming out. You have from down up or up down on an angle. You have the pan, so you're having a central point and you pan the camera from one side to another. And you have the aerial move, so you're starting from up and you're zooming out in one point. And you have sliding from one side to another, okay? Always with the eye level straight, okay? So sliding from one side to another but on an angle will be weird, okay? So really slow it down. Do it by clips. So and another advantage of doing by clips is that you don't actually have to render all them in one go, especially if you're using another post-production program software. You can imagine, because animations take a long time to render, you can render clip by clip. So imagine that in an afternoon or something like this, you're not going to be at home, you don't need a PC, so you can put one clip to render that you know is gonna take a bit of time, and when you get home it's done, okay? So that's doing by clips, that's the advantages as well. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.